In Broward County, South Florida, Pompano Beach, and we are live.
There they go. They're off and trotting in between horses. Sandy Bull rushes.
A sizzling opening quarter of 27 1/5 seconds.
Nia Charles now opening up by 8 lengths.
3 deep. Here comes Zach Speedy. Down along the inside, Charlie, my boy, in between horses, MC Vivaldi.
Welcome back, everyone. Saturday evening from South Florida. There they go. They're off and trotting.
A Hall of Fame career that knows no bounds. Hennessy's in for win number 10,000 here with the favorite Prince of Fame.
With Hardy welcome on the outside, Thunder's Image, Banker Blue Chip comes on to get the call. Mile in 1:54 2/5.
February the 4th, 1964, that was the soft opening of Pompano Park.
And I think they really struggled the first couple of years, you know, to get enough trainers and owners and horses to come down to compete.
I came down here the first year they opened, and the grandstand was half built. When they built the grandstand, if you stand way back on the apron, you can't see the backstretch. You have to come out of cover, and you could see the backstretch then. Whoever was the designer, they forgot to make the little higher at the back of the, under the cover there.
The old grandstand here at Pompano, when I first came, it was just amazing. I was in awe.
They used to be packed. Every single day it was packed.
Wall to wall. You could not walk through it.
If I left the grandstand to walk from the paddock to the grandstand to get to the top floor would take 40 minutes because the crowds were so big.
Packed 3,000-4,000 people.
5, 6, 7, 10,000 people here.
They had around 15,000 people here. It was 6 floors. Actually, a lot of drivers and trainers. You get done racing, you go upstairs. There was many bars, dining room, beautiful.
I'll tell you one thing, you had to get a reservation to get in there Saturday night, or else you had to be awful good friends with the maitre d'.
My owners had boxes. If you get on the 6th floor, you needed a jacket. The 5th floor was the turf club. It was just the 4th floor with the box seats. The place was packed.
It just was the place to be. It was the main attraction in South Florida at that time.
I've had a number of pretty nice horses here and had some success, both at one time a little bit as a driver and, you know, the last 10 years probably as a trainer. I've had a number of really good Florida breds that turned out to be really good horses. One in particular is a mare called Prairie Sweetheart, so I actually set the 2-year-old track record with. One of my favorite memories is a horse called Falcon Sealstar. I actually drove it in a maiden and won and paid $90. Of course, nobody knew who Falcon Sealstar was then, even I didn't know. The trainer asked me to qualify. I think I qualified him like in 2-4, nice and relaxed. I got on the race bike a week later, he says, "You're the best, kid." And I looked at him and I was 45-1 and I drove him like he was the best and he jogged. And then I never drove Falcon Sealstar again. He was sold and that was the end of the story.
My earliest memory here at Pompano Park is one I'll never ever forget. I came down here, like I said, in 1986 to, it was on a whim, I guess. I just wanted to race here one season and see how I would do. But I remember pulling up to the stable gate by myself and I was terrified to death. I almost turned around and didn't make the journey, but am I ever glad I manned up, because that first season was tough, but I had such a ball and such a blast. I said, I got to try it again, and 30-some years later, I'm still here.
Pompano Park used to have a parade of champions, and they took the world champions on 1st of April usually, and they led the post parade with 3 or 4 of those that were stable on the other side of the road. And then they'd have a walk of champions, and they had all the trainers, second trainers, drivers, whichever, and they all suited up and they all walked down the home stretch, and I never counted, but there had to be 150, and it was almost the length of the stretch, and that was one of the most impressive things that I'd ever been involved in, and because I was in the parade.
One of my best memories at the time was in 1979. I was driving a horse by the name of Greater Butler. It was probably the biggest race that Pompano ever had at that time. I was just a kid. When I say kid, I was like 20 or so, 21. and I won that race from the 9-hole. They had horses shipping in from all over the country. My horse won, and he paid, I think he was $90-some to one. We upset the odds-on favorite. That was pretty cool.
1989, the Breeders' Crowns were here, and I had a horse named Till We Meet Again, was one of the favorites, and he broke at the start, got away last, and I won the Breeders' Crown.
They're off and pacing on the inside, right-hand man gets the first call. Till We Meet Again has made a break, but quickly has been brought back on the pace by Mickey McNichol. In the lane, it is Till We Meet Again. Okay, bye. Will taste his first defeat. On the outside, trying to close in. It's in the pocket and at the rail, closing Raven Lunatic. Till We Meet Again gets the call.
That definitely was my favorite Pompano Park moment.
We've got equipment that's not been upgraded in forever. You know, it's really taken on a cult status following, and you know, people really get a kick out of some of the things that happen here. We've had both starting gates break at a night. We've had multiple power outages. We had a 65-minute total delay just a couple of weeks back. If those type of things happen at any other track, people would be bashing them on social media. We see it all the time. When things like that do happen to the other track, it's almost just a rite of passage here at Pompano.
Command the Fire just won the 5th race. He refuses to leave the track.
We've had a lot of disasters, but it just kind of comes with the territory. You know, just the same way that we've not really upgraded our graphics package. You know, we're still on an analog system, and people just seem to overlook a lot of that with the Pomp. It's really part of our unique environment here.
The wintertime capital.
The winter capital.
The winter capital.
Absolute winter capital of harness racing. That's what this was, and it's, you know, certainly not that now, but it's still pretty cool.
When you have all the attributes of the ocean and the fine weather and fishing and whatever you golfing, whatever you want to do, Pompano had it all.
When Niatros came here in 1979 or 80, December 27th, it was an unbelievable situation when 18,000 people came here, and they turned away thousands more. You couldn't get within a mile of the place at post time.
This place, in its heyday, was a hangout for a lot of people.
I mean, everybody who was anybody was here.
Stanley Dancer, Billy Houghton, big stables down here, George Soley. There were all the top stables were down here.
They were the kings of the racing industry here.
It was so much opportunity. If you were willing to put yourself out there, the opportunity was there. Anybody that couldn't make it in Pompano just didn't try hard enough. There was always openings and opportunities here. Like you said, it was the best of the best.
And I kind of got here in the mid-'80s, and it was right at its peak, I believe, then, because we were doing most of our handle on track, and we were doing like $750,000 back then.
There was a lot of dignitaries that have come through here at one time or another for the show. It was the show at one time.
I ran into Mickey Mantle drinking one night.
Arnold Palmer was here many times.
Jackie Gleason.
Whitey Ford.
Steinbrenner was here just about every night.
The colorful owner of the New York Yankees, the Yankee boss, George Steinbrenner, and he is behind the Pacer pinstripes.
The thrill of going down the stretch and people shouting and cheering for you, it was something I'll never ever forget.
One of the great things that happened here in the last few years, was the addition of the great Gabe Pruitt.
I think the late surge in popularity here in Florida has a lot to do with Gabe Pruitt.
Gabe Pruitt.
Gabe Pruitt.
When Gabe Pruitt came in, he just really took this place to another level.
He's a great announcer, but he's a heck of a promoter.
Gabe really knows how to pump the numbers.
When he came aboard to sell our product and tell everybody about the product, he put his heart and his soul into it. And last year it really showed when we had 21 $1 million handle nights.
I think we've done a lot to try and engage our customers. You can't promote poison, is what I've said many times when it comes to racing. So you have to really work on your product, your wagering menu. We offer a lot of low takeout wagers. We'd like to pride ourselves on being the carryover capital. On the wagering menu, it's any given night you're almost going to see 1 or 2 carryovers here, if not more. So we really want to have something to offer the horse players, and I think it's just picked up steam over the course of time because we try to retain the players that we have picked up and always grow right up into the very end.
People love to go to the races, but it's certainly changed now.
It was one of those deals where I believe that we had to go for the off-track wagering and the inter-track wagering.
Lottery started, that hurt it.
That's what killed our on-track handle.
Allegedly, we're not going to be racing anymore here, and we all know what that word allegedly means.
It's going to kill me when they close it, but things change.
And I used to say if things went bad, I used to say that's showbiz.
Even though we're closing here, everybody that's here right now is giving everything they got. We're proud people and we love our industry.
We all knew it was coming. It's inevitable. We got one last season here to say goodbye, so we're thankful for that.
Everybody is coming out in groves just to tell us how much they appreciate Pompano Park and how much they wish we could keep it alive today.
Well, I always said I'd be the last man off the ship here because I just love it. It's a beautiful place. Such a historic track, and a unique track. Unlike anywhere I've ever worked, it's unlike anywhere I've ever will work. I'll look back at it as the best 9 years of my life, I'm sure.
I'm really going to miss Pompano. It's going to be a sad day for me, closing day.
It's going to be hard to actually see this place gone. It'd be tough to go by there and actually see the grandstand gone and the racetrack gone.
I'm probably going to cry when I close the joint down because I've been here so long, and it's a way of life. I was a king for a while, and it was nice.
I'm just really disappointed and sad to see it going away. It's really a sad thing.
When you can rub elbows on a daily basis with guys like Wally Hennessy and Dave Miller and some of the trainers that have been here forever. Mickey McNichol and Bill Popfinger, just to name a few, Jim McDonald, Mike Dieters. It's a really special place, and it's going to be real sad to see it go.
It's going to be a life change for many of us. A lot of people have planted their entire livelihoods here in South Florida.
Pompano Park's home. It's for me. I knew when I came. The first time I came here and I was on vacation, I knew this is where I wanted to live, and I made it my home since 1980, and I'll make it my home next year when we won't be racing, but I'll still be here.
Well, I've had a home here for 60 years, 50, 60 years, and it's my home base and my home, and I'm going to really miss it when it's closing.
It's going to be a very big hole in the whole harness racing community here.
What I'm going to miss the most here at Pompano is probably the camaraderie and the people that you've known for 20, 30, 40 years.
What I'm going to miss the most is just the people. And when I say that, I mean the people out there betting their money that we interact with nightly, the horsemen back here that I see nightly on the track, and the people I work beside that are on the staff here.
There is not one thing. There are probably 10,000 things, and they all make Pompano Park one of the greatest memories that I have enjoyed in my lifetime.
When Pompano closes, I think I'll probably miss the people. I probably won't see a lot of them again, and I'll miss the weather. I'll miss the whole atmosphere of the whole thing. It's been a pleasure being here.
Pompano, I just want to thank you for the last 2 years. It's been absolutely fantastic. Definitely going to miss you, and hopefully someday down the road we could have a reunion and we could all get back together and run it back one more time. Thanks for everything.
It's been fun. It's been a great winter hideaway. It's been a fun place.
It was a great place to be, and I'll tell you, I'll really miss it.
I gave everything I had to Pompano Park for 36 years, but I can tell you this, Pompano Park gave me more back.